You're listening to What the For podcast in association with Viper Goalkeeping.
All aboard the gas bath.
I'm also going to be able to feel again how I felt at Wembley at halftime. It's understanding and embracing a way of playing football. There was so many things going on at the club. He took a penalty last month at Everton. He's taking one. You know, I'm being in a position where thinking,
he scores that, we win.
Or the club lose the player who could be very important for the future of the football club.
The first big rumour that I want to ask about, because there's so many rumours about this, but there was a big rumour that we had all but completed the signing of Virgil van Dijk. Apparently he's wearing the shirt, a fee had been agreed with Celtic.
No, that close. We were interested. But I tell you where it's coming from that, because it's funny, because I said that when I was at Brighton, I went to Groningen to watch him live. And after 20 minutes watching the game with my assistant, with Tano, I know we had to sign him. It was too easy for him. It was without respect for the rest of the players in that game, in the Dutch league. It was like a first-team player playing with under 15 in a training session. It was incredible. Now, at that time, the price was 3 million. And Brighton was not able to buy him because our most expensive player was 1.5, I think, or 1.7.
Yeah.
So for a defender, 3 million. I mean, the year after, we bought Leo Yoa for 3 million, but because he was a striker.
Yeah, of
so
course.
Defender, no chance. So then he goes the following year, he was to Celtic. I knew him. So when they said to me the possibility of getting him, we were very, very interested, but
it was never as close as many people have said. Apparently he came for talks and everything, but that never happened.
Well, but listen, the truth is we were interested. We were in contact with the agents, and we were in contact knowing, his idea. So it was contact, yes, for sure. Now, officially, in terms of an offer, I don't remember. Maybe, but we were really into it. Yes, for sure, 100% sure.
Another player that, and we've spoke during this interview already about how you lose players and you can afford to lose maybe one, but we lost so many from that team. Virginie came back, but you lost Colback.
Too late.
Yeah,
Virginie
very late.
Too late.
Late.
It cost us practically nothing, but it came late. That is, I mean, you have to go to what we spent it in that summer. I think it's 14 million or 15 million. I mean, we are a Premiership team who's been struggling badly, who the year before brought 15, 16 players or whatever it was under Paolo, that most of them that were going. We had the base of a team that we were losing it. So my idea was, okay, the players that we're going to lose, we cannot do nothing. No, it's Jack Colback gone or Phil Barnes is gone. But the players that we know that they want to come back and we can get them. Key, Marcos Alonso, Fabio Borini. Just do it. Close your eyes and do it. We're a Premiership club. And it looked like I was wrong.
Yeah.
Or I was pushing too much the financial side. It's depending, what you put in the balance, and how you want to buy the players and how you want to do the club, which is clearly I had an idea when I signed the contract, thinking and believing that I will be more important on the part of the decisions than what I was afterwards. So you become a coach, to call it that. Sorry, I don't like when people say to you, no one player will come in here if you don't want it. Because that's cheap. I tell you why it's cheap. I need a right back. So at the end, I'm going to have to say yes to one right back, wherever or whichever is that right back, obviously. Or I'm going to play with our right back in the Premier League. Simple. Now I'm going to tell people, We played the first game of the season without right back.
Yeah.
West Brom away. Okay? Because our only right back was injured, and we were not deciding on Virgin yet, who gave us an incredible hand on the last 6 games of the season when we done the miracle. Now, was Virginia right back? No, it was a centre half. But because we were not able to bring anyone.
Yeah.
And then let's bring someone we knew. We didn't bring Marcos Alonso. We didn't bring Fabio. At least we know this one, get him in. He gave us a great hand as a right back against Man City away, against Chelsea away, against Man United away. But not because it was a player that we needed to play. The same happened with Marcos Alonso. I mean, if I don't remember wrongly, the price was 3.5 million with an extra million if we were staying up or whatever it was. We were not able to buy him. Fair enough. Now, don't tell me that because after is coming a player, it's my player because I say yes. Obviously, I need a left back. And Patrick Van Aanholt came, and he's a left back, and he's doing very well in the Premier League. But that doesn't mean that I brought him. And that kind of situation, they are unfair. Now you go a system under a sport director that is trying to put the club right, and knowing the players that they need to bring for you to go and coach. See you later. Now, under that system, I would like to ask the people why the coach is main responsible.
When it comes to Alonso, then, obviously, I think you mentioned 3.5 there, which is nothing compared to what he went for about a season later. Van Aanholt, 1.5. Although Van Aanholt went on to do quite well for us and did make a profit, but maybe not the profit Alonso would have made or the impact Alonso would have made. Were you quite desperate to bring Marcos Alonso back?
No, but I want to explain you why. Because it's a situation that people will maybe take it wrongly, and I hope people put it right. Here is not that one is better than the other, or here is one. He's been with us for 6 months. We know him. We know how much he's improving, because when he came, he had some issues defensively, and we were working daily with him, and we were convincing him, and we were making it part. Who knew the city, who knew the north, and he was more than happy to come and play for us in the Premier League. And then we got another one, which is young, which the sport director knows him well, which has been in London, which is going to come to a club which we think it got certain qualities, but we don't know how it's going to work, because football is unpredictable. I mean, you can name him 100 players that went to Sunderland and left after 6 months. Why? Yeah. For whatever reason. So in my mind, it was simple. Okay, if the difference is 7, 8, 9 million, and we got no money, fair enough. Put everything in consideration. Tell the manager, okay, this is what you got, this is what you're going to get, this is what we're going to do. And then you work or you don't. If you don't like it, you go, you resign. And if you like it, you take it and you shut up. But I don't think was that the situation. The situation here was that it was the club deciding a certain structure of certain players, and you have to coach them. And I don't think it works. I don't. I said it many times, and it sounds too stupid. I need to have a relationship with a sport director that is similar to the one I have with my wife. We're going to disagree in things, but we're living together.
Yeah.
And you have to get on with it. Simple. Now, you need to know me, and I need to know you. Now, if you're going to think that you're going to do it your way, it's not going to work. The same for the manager. I'm not asking for power. I'm asking for common sense. We done something incredible somehow. Now listen to me.
Yeah.
Nothing. They can say from the other side. Maybe they say that they listen to me. I mean, compare the two teams. I mean, I don't know if you remember one game from the second season. How is possible in my second season, where we should be better, technically, tactically, physically, organization, style of play, we are not. We are, because we lost the main things that I told you in terms of, the understanding, the togetherness. Now, it costs money. And then you finish it playing anyway. Jack Rowell, when we bought him, I thought we would be maximum 6 million. I don't know if it's true, but we're talking about 10 million after. I don't know if it's true. I cannot tell you because I didn't see the paper.
Yeah.
Now, if it was 10 million, and I'm only talking if it was 10 million was the price of Key.
Maybe less.
And another player that had been there, I know him, I know what he can give me. A player that when I came to Sunderland, he wanted to play only in front of the midfield, and I convinced him to play in an offensive role. And after, he didn't want to play in the defensive one. He wanted to play in there because he loved it. And you know how professional he is. You know how good he is mentally. So then you say, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm an absolute idiot. So that's the situation. It hurts. When you know. And unfortunately, like I said to you outside the record, but I can tell you, is I hate that it's being proven right. I hate it because of people like you, the Sunderland fans. Now I hope that the Sunderland fans, they go back to what they were thinking about me. That was crazy and I'm telling too many things. And they go, fuck it, maybe he was right. Simple as that. With that, I'm happy because I was only doing it for us, not for me. That's what people doesn't understand. When I say something that is true, it's for everybody. I'm part of the club. Now the club became the most important thing with my family. I would like to ask how many Sunderland fans didn't sleep after losing a game and being bottom again after Tottenham. I didn't. I promise you that. Okay? I was devastated. My life changed. I don't know how many years of my life I lost in my year and a half of Sunderland. And people think that you are against. You're mad. You should be mad. You cannot be against. Because, like I said to you, if the players are good and they do certain things in a nice way, I'm a great manager. You are the best fans in the world. You are the best CEO. You are the best sport director. You are the best chairman. Now, if we go the other way around, the top is the best, and the bottom is the worst, with rubbish. And at the end, you finish in the one.
One thing I've gone too far. There was one thing, I suppose, a pretty straightforward question, and you sort of touched on it before when we spoke about the Chelsea quarterfinal. I think a lot of people at the time, and it's almost become like an in-joke, the weakened team at Hull. In hindsight, do you wish that you played a stronger team against Hull?
No. I'll tell you why. It's exactly the same that I said to you. At that time, we were after the final, we were in the way down. I knew what happened with the cup, and I didn't want to make the same mistake. Meaning, and that's a good question for you as a fan. Would you prefer to try, not to go, but to try to go to the final and go down, or to lose or to lose that game and stay up? Because that's what people doesn't know. I need to analyze things from a different point of view. And I thought that the cup helped us to a point. And as soon as we qualified for the final, we started downhill, and after the final was terrible. So I'm thinking, I cannot do the same. So I analyzed how we done the other cup, Southampton, Chelsea, weakened team. And I said, I'm not going to take a massive risk. I'm going to try to do similar. Now, yes, I know it's frustrated, and I think the people need to understand the worst situation for a manager is if you start doing what people want you to do, because then you don't control what you think is best for the team. It's very easy, eh? The easiest part is do what people want. What do you want? FA Cup final, come on, we put the first game. The problem is what you said. That Wednesday, we beat Hull, and everybody happy. And then Saturday you lose at home against whatever, Norwich, and they kill you.
Yeah.
And at the end, you are the same manager. So the idea is, I have to put myself in the same position, away from everybody, fans and everything, and try to make sure that I was able to achieve somehow. I didn't know it would be how it was, but what the club asked me to do. I mean, when I made the chairman for the first time, which I have to say, on the record, please.
Yeah.
Ellie Shaw with me was fantastic all the time. He wasn't there most of the time, so it's very easy to blame me. You can blame me for not being there, but you cannot blame me for what he was trying to do. He asked me, I need someone who can save the team. He never asked me to go to any finals. He never asked me, the fans asked me to be Newcastle, which I suppose is natural as well from Ellie Short. But so I was focus on what I needed to do, because that's what the club asked me to do.
Yeah.
There is a goal. You know, any company in the world, like a football club, you got a goal in there. Then you say, okay, how can I get that goal? So you need to start looking for the people who is going to do the work, or the players and the manager, to achieve that goal with a strategy. But it's more or less the same than in a company. So the season started with that goal. It didn't work under Paolo Di Canio. There is a change, and because they're trying to achieve that goal, because maybe they think that the people that they choose, they are not the right ones, and sometimes it doesn't matter what you do, you go down. So I was focused on that and not on the other side. Probably because of what we done in the previous cup, it took people like you and the fans saying, no, we're going to do the same. But no, I was, like I said to you, it's very important for a coach, very important. So wait. It's not the way I am. I'm not doing things because it's what most people want me to do. I cannot work like that. I prefer not to work, even if it sounds a little bit too strong, because then it's too easy. You know, they want the strongest team, play the strongest team. They start singing whatever name, Gomez. You go, Gomez, warm up. Hey, Gomez in. My mom, is 82, can be a manager like that. You know, you just put what people want. So you need to make decisions. Sometimes they affect you badly, but I don't think it was a problem there. I think the main problem with the Sunderland fan was the second year, when nowadays, when with social media, when so many things are not.
Yeah.
They start commenting things. My first in coach used to say all the time, Gaffa, when somebody says a lie 10 times, it becomes truth. Because when I finished the game against Bradford, that was embarrassing, by the way. We didn't play bad, but you know, getting out of that cup, it was painful. And I go to the press conference, and they say that the fans that were singing against me, because I say that the fans that were responsible for where the team was. I said to the press, show me when and where I say that, because I didn't. I never say nothing. I'm the one telling you, we depend on the players. That one is the players that are on the pitch. How am I going to say now that we lose because of the chairman or the fans? I mean, it's stupid from me. But probably somebody put it somewhere.
Yeah. That
become people that is so clever to say, I know because I was there, G26 in Twitter. Yeah. And the other people say, are you sure? I was there. And people talk to, and it becomes truth when it's not one piece of paper, radio, television interview that they say. Now, like I said to you as well in the beginning when we were in the interview, it's very important that I know what I say. It's depending how you interpret my words.
Yeah.
When I said, I'm trying to change a style of football, and until I don't convince the people that they're still living in Queens and Phillips style of play. Long ball for Queenie, second ball for Kevin Phillips, goal, then we got a problem. Now, that doesn't mean that we play bad because of the fans. I mean, so that was the problem. When people try to think no, it's what I said. It was a great time. I played against that team. I lost 4-0 against the Sunderland. 4-1, sorry.
4-1. You scored, you did. Yeah.
So what I mean is, it was very difficult to play against that Sunderland. Now, I cannot train the team to play that way. I can't, because I don't know. So we train the team to play a certain way, but if you still want that, I'm not the manager. It's very simple. Look, I put myself first. If you want that job, then the club needs to create a manager to play that way. Simple.
Yeah.
Now, somehow they twisted a little bit and it became all against me. But no, I don't regret changing the team in the cup, because I know how difficult it is to get to the finals. I play in teams that they were cup teams, but I know how difficult it is to go all the way through, even if fans were not happy. Decisions that sometimes they go right, sometimes they go wrong. And I you know, that's the moment where you have to go, hey, 2 months ago you killed me. It's not me. It's just a matter of knowing you. I would like to explain why. And sometimes the clubs, they don't want you to explain.
Yeah.
You do things. You know, I would like to go the day before or a week before and say, I would like to inform the fans that maybe we're going to play a mixed team for the game. I need to tell you that we're going to go to the final. And I went to say, kind of lie to you. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. Unfortunately, I cannot work like that. It's impossible to work like that. I cannot believe how people can tell you one thing one day and the next totally opposite. I lose respect for those people.
One thing, just going back to the summer of 2014, I love Fabio, and I very much love, I think the height of everyone loving Fabio is at that point because of the season he's had and the way that he fitted in the team. Obviously, a bid was accepted of 14 million. Now, a lot of the time, and this is just fans' perception, I think, I felt like we chased him for a long time, and unfortunately for us at that point, it was unsuccessful. Was there a reason that fell down, or was it just a case of Fabio at that point wanted to prove himself at Liverpool?
My point of view is, I think we were slow. Okay. Mm-hmm. To a point that putting myself in the other side, it was a little bit frustrating for Fabio. So that famous day that he jumped on the plane to go to America with Liverpool.
Yeah.
And put doubts on if Fabio wanted to come or not. It's unfair on Fabio. You know, like I remember when we finished the season before and I started talking to Ellis Short about staying or not, I asked Ellis, Chairman, give me 10 days. Let me go away because my last 7 months in Sunderland were like, I was like going and, you know, and I remember that we went with the staff away. And when we came back, I met him in London and we had a great meeting and he told me about Lee Congerton and everything that was going on for next year. And we done the new contract and everything looking fantastic. So from that day, end of May, because I had the clause that it was at the end of May to leave or to the club to release me. If it was me, I would make an offer for Marcos Alonso, Key and Fabio Borini that day. Now, I know, I'm not stupid, I know that companies work in a certain way, you need to wait for certain times, you need to do the things in a certain way. Okay. I understand the things work differently, but for me as a coach, that's the day. It's not tomorrow, it's not in 5 minutes, it's now. So then we started seeing the rest of the contracts. Like I said to you, we're going to go there with Fiorentina for Marcos Alonso. Then we started seeing for another left back. We signed the right back, Billy Jones.
Yeah.
We needed another one because we lost both Cheluska and Phil Barnsley and Virginia, the three of them. So we started looking for another one. I don't know if you know, we went to Portugal on pre-season and I played 2 games in pre-season, Mavrias.
Yeah, right back. Yeah, I
right
remember.
back because we have no right back. But everybody was telling me, don't worry. I'm saying, well, we are in our 3rd week of pre-season. We don't have a right back. Billy Jones is injured. I'm worried. It's not bad to say I'm worried, but okay, if you tell me that I'm not worried, what can I do? Then you go to West Brom and you don't have a right back. Premiership game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's why I get very frustrated. That's the moment when I said, this is not possible. We are a Premiership club and we are not acting as a Premiership club. And I know how it's going to finish. I'm going to pay the price. And people think, you're going to get paid. It's not all about money. We take advantage. I'm a privileged person who we take advantage of this crazy football world that every year is more money. Yeah? And we are part of it. And it's true, we take advantage and I'm not hiding. But we Uruguayans, we signed the contract. We put it inside. And from now on, that's there. Now the most important thing is to win on Saturday. And we do everything to win on Saturday. I'm not thinking about the contract. Oh, if I lose on Saturday, I got the contract there. I don't care about the contract. The contract is there.
Yeah.
And I was already getting in a position where you don't feel that you're going to be able to input your style straight away after what you've done for 7-8 months. Way of working, we can call it. Different way of understanding.
Because it restarts again. And like you said before, people have to buy into that. And then you've got, I think you've got Van Aanholt replaces Alonso. You've got Gomez and Rodwell instead of Colback and Key. You're missing Borini completely, and then forced to play Wickham on the left-hand side, who scored all the goals.
We tried to convince him, yeah. But you know who were waiting? We were trying. This is difficult for me, but you would understand. We were trying to buy a specific player with a specific characteristics, and it's the most important thing, mentality.
Yeah, of course.
And we were not able, as a club, as an organization, to find those players. I'm not saying that when they come, again, I repeat, and please put this right, I'm not saying they are bad players.
Yeah.
No, people doesn't understand that. I think Jarrod will go incredible potential. He had all his career. You don't know if he's right foot or left footed, powerful, big, good in the air. He had incredible potential. Patrick Van Aanholt, super quick, incredible, doing certain things. So we had players, Jordi Gomez on the ball, calm, cover, good technique, good eye for a goal, of, responsibility and playing. There is plenty of players that they can help you. The situation here is when you as a coach, you want to play away and you want a characteristic, which is, I think, what I said to you, the relationship that you have to have with your sport director to be able to find the closest one to that characteristic.
Yeah. With Congerton, and I know sort of off the record we spoke, a lovely man, and there's a few people have told me very similar, but did you feel like almost the relationship between you both wasn't where it should have been, and that's where the problems first began in the second season, i.e., you have the likes of Alonso and Key and Borini, those sort of players.
I think I tell you, on record, I think Lee Congerton is a great person. I think he's a lovely fun man, and I think if you go anywhere with him, it would be amazing. I think we had a situation where he got to the club. It was his first job as his main sport director, and the club gave him a big responsibility. He took it personally. What I mean with this is, he thought, okay, I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to start bringing players that I know they're going to be the future of this football club, because I know, because of my experience, and because I'm in charge now. Sometimes, until you don't, like football, until you don't make a mistake, you don't know how to do it. I'm 100% sure that today is a better sport director, much better sport director than he was on the day. And I hope he knows for the things he's done. Now, if he blames me or blames somebody else for the things that we done in the summer, then he's very naive and he's not a better sport director. I'm 100% sure that he's better. And I hope he remembers, not me upset when we were not doing deals, because I got upset. It's the truth, and I'm not hiding it. But remember what I said to him about bringing the players for a certain football club, but for the manager who is going to be coaching the players. Because that's the way it should work. When you got this kind of mentality of a sport director deciding the characteristics of the quality of the players, and then put a coach to coach them, and then it doesn't work, and then you sack the coach. No, but then you sack the coach, and you pick another coach to coach those players, and then it doesn't work. I can be a sport director like that. You can be a sport director like that. You buy the ones that you like, and you bring any coach with a little bit of name and say, coach them. And if it works, you go, I'm a genius. And if it doesn't work, he's a coach. Oh, another coach. You're not coaching well. Well, maybe it's you that you're not bringing the players you should be bringing. Or yourself. The idea is to have that connection. And for whatever reason, I'm not blaming him and I'm not blaming me. I think it's a 50-50 situation. It didn't work. We didn't have that connection, unfortunately, for Sunderland. Me, I blame myself, because at the end of the day, I'm the one in front of the team. And I think I try to be as clear as possible about which players we needed or which characteristics. Then maybe I done in the wrong way. So I always take responsibility. I don't try to hide. I'm not saying that it was anyone else apart from me accepting that role under those circumstances, and it didn't work. I would think that we would be in a better situation now if I was there. That's for sure. I'm not going to put myself now on the other side.
Yeah.
No, the same way that I have a responsibility, I will tell you it wouldn't happen, everything that happened with me being in there, no chance. And I'm not being arrogant, I'm just being realistic because I understood the club. And Sunderland until I die show it. I know, I've been there.
I asked on Twitter last night, and I sort of said off air, what was people's best memories of Gus Poyet, and amongst Newcastle and Wembley and all the memories that were there.
We played 3, we won 3.
And I was there for both, thank you.
That's funny, how difficult are both. One is an outstanding performance, totally controlled, it's 3-0. The other one is a game which is tight.
Yeah.
With an incredible situation in the warm-up.
With Revillier.
Yeah.
Revillier
get injured and I need to play Sean O'Shea left back and play Coates from the beginning. He practically didn't warm up and he got a yellow card after 10 minutes. But somehow the team was good enough to believe in that last break. What a feeling. Oh my God.
What a day.
No, man. What a feeling to play a derby game away from home and win it in the last second of the game. No, it was spectacular. Absolutely out of this world. It was amazing. I had a good situation. I think it was the first game. I don't remember now if it was the first. I think it was the first game. First game at St. James's. I do the press. And then if you were there, maybe you remember. I had to come out to the pitch to do the radio. And when I come to the pitch, the whole stadium is empty. And the only thing that is there is the Sunderland fans. Yeah. And I'm there. I'm in my own with the Sunderland fans. Wow, what a moment for me, personally.
I do remember that. Yeah.
It was spectacular. I didn't know because I done the television, I done the newspaper. And when they said to me the radio, they said, no, let's go to the... So we go up and I'm talking to the guys, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. And I come up and you look and you say, there. And I started trying to show. It was spectacular. It was really very, very good. Very, very good.
I think one of my really good memories from that win at Christmas where we scored in the last minute was Tirico, his celebration. That's just the best. Just him just standing there doing that. It's like, how did you remain so happy and calm in the same moment? Because you went crazy. You obviously looked at us and your hands went in. There's that famous photo. But I just remember Tirico just looking like, oh my God, guess what? And it was just, I mean, when, the derby wins, like you said before, we controlled the 3-0 and Wembley and things like that. We controlled the 3-0. The Borini game was fantastic. But winning in the last minute, just before Christmas, it was just like, you cannot get a better Christmas than that.
I was expecting to have that Christmas a similar reaction to what happened the previous year. After a big win, and I'm seeing the team getting better. The problem was I was not able, and that's what I blame myself always, and I accept responsibility. I was not able to convince this new group of players on believing in things that we were doing the previous year.
Yeah.
Because there were certain, we call them like pieces, of the puzzle that they were missing, and the new ones. Even if I try and you change a little bit of personnel and things, it was not that. It was not that convincement, if we can say. Also, we lost a little bit of character because I think that Phil Vansley had a character. Even Jack Colback, it was in his year of wanting to show everyone. My last year of contract, I will show you. Also, when I talk about characters, and people doesn't know, I like the characters that sometimes they are not expressive, but that they want the ball all the time, like Key.
Yeah.
That's a character. When you're in a difficult situation and a guy gets the ball and then gets the ball again and he gets the ball, that's a character.
Absolutely.
We say in proper English, having the bollocks to play under any circumstance, that's character. Not because you make noise, you're character. And we lost plenty of things. And the people who were coming to a new place with a little bit of pressure in a difficult situation because we were always close to the bottom. When I got the sack, we were not in the bottom 3, but we were one point, and it was a terrible game against Aston Villa. But it was not that convincing. And obviously that's when people start understanding you the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because I was saying the same things the year before. But because we got safe, Nothing happened. Now the year that you are not doing well, now because now it was his transfer window. Now, what do you mean the transfer window? Now because I was here at the transfer window, it's all on me. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, those situations really upset you, you know. But if I need to go back to anything we done at Sunderland is they asked me to stay up and to be Newcastle. The other one is a plus. You know, those special games. I had the special games as well. You know, the 4-0 at Fulham. 4-0 it was?
4-1.
We are in but what I mean is we are in a situation that the team is getting better, but you need a performance to do that. I think it's January as well. That January before the final.
Yeah.
So what I mean is you need that performance to confirm. So you got the Newcastle one, you got the Fulham one. So you know that, you know, for me as a coach, I can say to the players, have a look, watch yourself. That's you. It's not me. You know, it's not me playing 3-5-2. No, it's you playing the same system, doing what we need to do every week. It's a matter of consistency. That's what the clubs get better. When you get that consistency. And we were not able to keep that shape and character for the second half.
The Southampton game, it felt a little bit
I made a mistake.
Yeah,
I made a mistake to go forward. I made a mistake because.
Did it change your mindset though, and how you wanted to play?
No. We were set up to play the same way. We scored the own goal, which was incredible. I still remember that we 0-0 or 1-0 down. We had an unbelievable penalty. It's not in this world that it cannot be a penalty. I mean, with all the Southampton players, they stopped. Everybody stopped because it was penalty, and how it didn't give it. So then we got 3-0 down. We started the second half, and we started very well the second half. And I'm seeing Southampton. It's true. This is what I'm gonna say. It's a good piece of history. I'm seeing Southampton comfortable. They're saying we're gonna 3-0 up. And I said to my assistant, you know what? I think we can get something here. It's true. And I made to change it. I know I put Adam Johnson and somebody else to go and try to get that goal that maybe change the situation. Mm-hmm. And they scored the fourth. And when they scored the fourth, and when I say to you, and it's coming perfectly, and when you need the characters, now you need 4-0 now. Now they need a character who is going to bring the boys up, or is going to put somebody in the air in a good, proper tackle without getting sent off to wake up the teammates, Phil Barnsley. Or you need a player who's going to get the ball and say, okay, I'm going to keep the ball. We are not going to give you away, like he, because if not, you're going to be a disaster. Or you need your, a special player getting you a goal back. And in the other half, we stopped. I never seen, listen, 4 years at Brighton, nearly a year and a half at Sunderland, 1 year in Athens, 1 year in China, 1 year 3 months only in Spain, 1 year nearly in Bordeaux. I never see one team being coached by me to stop completely playing like the last 20 minutes of that game.
Yeah. I
got no explanation apart from a mental side. Everybody stopped. Even Lee Cattermole stopped. Everybody. It was like contagious. And we started giving the ball away and doing, there is goals that people is not there. Like we say, where are we? So everybody was like contagious, something really, things that happened one day. I imagine that the 9-0 of or 7-0 of Tottenham and Wigan, or the Man United at Ipswich, all those big. I suppose that the manager, they're probably saying in a bad place after that day. You're thinking, okay, maybe you get the sack, maybe we have to have a meeting, maybe we have to, reconsider things. But football in England is a week later, people forget about it. Like you said before, one day they were shouting against you, then you get saved and you're a hero.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand, and it's still the worst by far, that black hole in my career with any doubt, worse than my 3 months of Betis with any doubt.
Do you know the game against Southampton? maybe not in the game itself, but afterwards, did it change your confidence in the team? And I don't mean...
No, I started, the players don't know. I started having certain conversations with the players to know them a little bit more than what I knew him, because at that time, you think that you know the players.
Yeah, sure.
Now you see that and you go, maybe I don't. Maybe I started trying to find out more about the players personally and the characters, and it wasn't easy. After that, I think it was as well a lack or a loss of convincement. Like I said to you, you need to convince players within that happen. And we were basing a lot our system on organization and being solid, and that threw everything away. I don't know which date it was. I don't know if you remember.
October-ish.
I think the first 3 months of that championship, that Premiership year, they went away in one game.
Yeah.
Everything that we worked until that day, in the player's mind, disappeared completely. It was really a turning point, probably for the future of myself at the club, no doubt.
Yeah, no, and you know what? I think a lot of people felt that way. Yeah, absolutely, for whatever reason, and whichever way you want to put blame or not put blame.
I mean, that day is when drunk people doesn't lie, because when they're drunk, they don't know what they're talking about, and they say always the truth. When you really, really, really touch, I cannot compare it with losing Bradford, or I cannot compare it losing in the final. I cannot even compare it with losing 4-0 against Aston Villa home, because I knew what we lost against Aston Villa 4-0. I didn't know what we lost 8-0 against Southampton.
Yeah.
And I went to the press conference, and I was reasonable on television, quite reasonable in the newspapers, and I lost it a little bit in the radio, and I lost it because I was hurt, and that when you realize what. Kind of I said, if you're blaming me, you're making a big mistake here, because I'm the same person that 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And we train the same way, and we done the same similar meetings, but it wasn't taken the way that I was expecting people to take that interview afterwards.
With the January came, and we're talking about like players, characters, mentalities. In that January, and I know you didn't play under you too long, and I'm only from the outside looking in. I've never met him. I just idolize him. Jermain Defoe came in. Did he originally begin to improve that dressing room and be the kind of player that you wanted in that dressing room because of his quality, his character, his professionalism? Did you have a good relationship?
I had a great relationship. I think he came in part because of me.
Yeah, because he played under you before, right? He played with you before.
Tottenham,
yes,
when I was
right.
a coach. The situation here is, I knew that bringing Jermain is going to bring us something that we didn't have in the team. Clinical, absolutely clinical. But I knew as well that I needed to work on changing the system.
Yeah.
Which it was a little bit of an issue. But I knew it. I knew it because he couldn't be the main guy up front in his own. I knew it because he couldn't play wide. So there were plenty of things that I needed to start adapting. And so it was a big change on everything that we convinced the players. Yes. And we were working so hard to make it happen. Now we need to change it because we were someone special. And so I was trying it slowly, because you cannot change things very quick. And we started working in training sessions, but we didn't have enough time.
No.
To go to a different situation. Obviously as well, because then you start knowing the personnel as well. If I play you in a position, and I don't know, 3 midfield with certain responsibilities, and now we're going to play 2. Now you have to have a different relation with your teammate in midfield, and you need to do certain things a different way. And for that, you need to be open-minded and be clever enough and understanding the game. And when we were training, I was seeing that it wasn't that simple. It will take a little bit longer. And being in the position that we were on the table, it didn't allow me to take that time. Like I said to you earlier, I think. When you're in a club like Brighton and in October, you know what you need in January.
Yeah.
And you know that you're going to be there in January. it's very simple.
Yeah.
It's very simple because you work in an easy way. When you're in a club in October and you don't win on Saturday, you can be out. Who thinks about January? I do, but it's impossible to plan it. Even the club doesn't go that far. So in this situation, it was like I knew I needed to change the system to a more classical 4-4-2 or 5-3-2, or call it whatever you like, to play to two strikers. But I needed to do it in training slowly and seeing when I thought I had a good person to do it on the pitch.
Yeah.
And we didn't get there. We didn't get that. So we didn't really have the time to achieve that without the players knowing. The players probably didn't know that I was trying to see things to change the system, but it was obvious that with Jermain Defoe on the team, we needed to play different.
So I've got two more questions. One's a fun question, and then one's just a nice positive one to end on. 2 games before you were sacked, there was a game against Hull, and our old manager, current Newcastle manager, Steve Bruce, and yourself had words, but to this day, nobody really knows what happened. I think you would have won the fight, for the record. I'm just going to say that.
He's big, Brucey. Bruce is big. Eh?
He's a big guy, yeah. What happened? What happened in that?
Well,
it was fun to watch.
Obviously, it was a difficult day for me and for the squad.
Yeah.
It was the day after the Adam Johnson situation. We were in a difficult situation in the league. We went there. The game didn't start very well. Everything was looking like the previous time I played a Hull in the league, where we had to play sent off. We had a couple of yellow cards for stupid things, and we were getting the wrong side of decisions. I'm not saying here that I was blaming the referee.
Yeah. And
in one action that I think was Jarro, where he got in the box, I thought it was looking like he was trapped, and he got a yellow card. And at that time, I thought it was a penalty. And I watch in television, and it's no chance. So no penalty whatsoever. But at that time, I had to be honest, I thought it was a penalty. And to take the frustrations away, I turned and I hit with the back of my foot, of the shoes, the little fridge with the bottles, which was a big, solid, flat one. That fell over, down, slowly. And because the top was coming this way and dropping this way, the top opened it, and the bottles started coming out of the little fridge. Nothing happened. I didn't kick a bottle into the stand. I didn't, so I turned and I saw Bruce speaking with the 4 official. And I look at him and I'm thinking, what? And then the 4 official called the referee. The referee came in and sent me off. And I went, why? For kicking are you sending me off in the Premier League for just kicking my own fridge? So for whatever reason in my crazy mind, and it's gonna finish well, this story, I thought that Brucey was talking to the referee about that, and I thought, you say in English, you grasp me like
you're grass. Yeah.
So I went away to tell him that you got me, send me off, whatever I said I cannot reproduce. And it was like a surprise. If you see the reaction of Bruce, the first reaction is, well, what? And then he came after me, and it was a little bit of heart attack. Afterwards, he came and, we crossed over during the press. And he asked me what happened. And I told him I swear that nothing happened. And one of his assistants is Clement, that I play with him, with Clement in Tottenham. And I said, come. And I went to his room afterwards to have a drink, and we put everything. And he swear 100 times that he was not talking to the 4 officials. So it was my illusion of the moment. But yes, I lost it. Funny enough, I made one of the biggest or most important changes in swaps as a player in the second half, being in the stand. I was sitting in the director box, and we were losing 1-0, and it was a massive space on the left side. Massive. Too much space, but we didn't have the legs. And we had Patrick Van Aanholt on the bench. And I started calling Tano, my assistant, saying, put Patrick Van Aanholt. And we were losing. I'm thinking, left back? Tano was looking up with the phone, saying, what? Because at that time we were able to communicate with the nowadays you cannot communicate with it. and he made it. And Banana went on the left. I don't know if you remember, and he crossed, and Broadway scored, and we celebrated the goal in the director box in a way that we shouldn't, but emotion was running high, so we equalized. And at that point, it looked like a good point for us. So it was a special moment, yes. But luckily, everything finished well, and I said to Bruce, listen, that was me. It was my image, that came to my mind. I didn't listen to him. I didn't hear anything. I thought he was talking about me, and I kind of lost it. Yeah, it was fun. I was suspended, but I was fine, I think, afterwards. But it was a special, difficult day for me. Yeah.
With the final question, I suppose, we were chatting before, and we've sat here for, a couple of hours now chatting, and it's been a great chat. And there's been points where I felt sad. There's been points where I felt really happy, emotional at one point having this chat. So I suppose my question to you would be, how would you sum up your experience at Sunderland now, looking back 3 or 4 years since you've left?
Well, first I learned a lot, and it was very important for me as a coach, as a person. I learned a lot from different point of view, football ways. With any doubt, it was the place where I've been. It had the most repercussions worldwide. I worked in many countries, and I can tell you for sure, 100% sure, like in the Premier League, at least at that time, I don't know nowadays, but I suppose it's similar. The repercussions of the Premier League worldwide were amazing. Examples, I can give you 100, but one it comes to my mind, when we beat Man City at home 1-0, we had 2 days off because we played midweek against Southampton, like I told you, so I gave the players 2 days off. We were training for 4 weeks like crazy, so I said, okay, go away 2 days, and I drove down with my family, a few friends, to London, and I was driving, and I had the phone under my legs, and it was vibrating all the way, and I'm thinking, like, this is crazy. So we stopped to have a drink, and I had like 40 WhatsApp and emails, and I'm thinking, wow. So then we kept going, and when I go to London, I had 71 WhatsApps. It was, and I tell you, from everywhere. I had a guy who done the coaching with me in Hawaii. He sent an email to me saying, I just finished watching the game. It was amazing. It was like a Sunderland fan, no Sunderland fan or whatsoever, but it was from everywhere. That's Premier League. So the recognition, or for good or for bad, that you can have worldwide, the repercussions, for good or bad, they are amazing. Then my feelings are, and it's very important for me mentally as a coach, they asked me to do one thing and I done it. So that's the main thing, because sometimes you go somewhere and you fail. It happens. I went to Betis, and I lasted 3 months. They wanted top 10, I was 13. They didn't have the patience, and I was gone. So I don't know, sorry, if I was able to achieve it, but at the end of the day, I didn't. Here I did, okay? And that's important for me. And the most important thing is to be able to know what it means, that football club, for the fans. I was living in Sunderland, I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
Living in Sunderland, in a flat in Sunderland, 5 minutes from the city center.
Uh-huh.
So I was in contact constantly with the people.
Yeah.
The day I had to walk to the bank, you meet people in the street. Like I said to you, stopping in a traffic light, and the guys next to the car telling you whatever they need to tell you. And then how important football is for the football club. That's why sometimes that can help, or it can go against you, because
sure.
you become part of that, and becoming part of that, you become really, you care maybe too much for the club. And that probably happened to us. We knew how important it was, and we were so much into the club. I got involved in the second team. I didn't really like too much in my first year. Well, it was coming. And I started trying to change things. And people were saying, oh, you're against the second team. You're against the coaches. I'm not against the coaches. I'm not trying to change the coaches. I'm trying to change the approach of what the players need to come closer to the first team and to me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to get better under my role. Not like they need to play my system, but they need to understand certain things. But at that time, it was always like, you are from the outside, you know nothing. I think it was unfortunate because in reality, we wanted to be there forever if it was possible, you know, to really change things from underneath. Outstanding experience. Can I have another miracle? No. Miracle, no. I thought there were no miracles. And after going through that one, I would say that's the only one I'm going to have in my life. The main thing is I learned a lot, you know, from the final, from the season, from the summer.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think it will happen to me, things like that again.
Gus,
Thank you, sir.